Hi, it's Jim Wege, and this year I'm going to be celebrating playing drums for 50 years. Wow, that sounds like a long time, but it's been a lifelong passion of mine. And it started really in first grade. I went and saw my cousin in Wichita, David Castleberry. He was a very accomplished drummer and played in a lot of rock bands, and he had a set of Ludwig Red Vistalite kit, and he played the theme to Hawaii Five-O, which was the old style Hawaii Five-O, which I think the Ventures played on. And he did all the drums, the old theme. And man, I was instantly smitten, man. It was all over for me. I go, Mom, Dad, I've got to go play the drums. Let me play the drums, please buy me a set and get me started. And I was just ready to go. And my parents wanted to make sure I was going to be serious about it, so they put me in piano lessons for a year. And so I took piano lessons for a year. And after a year, I told my mom and dad, I told my mom actually, I said, Mom, it's been a year. I've done piano for a year. Now can I take drum lessons? And they relented, and they bought me a very cheap $25 beat up drum set. And I had a broken cymbal and everything, and we put that together. And I started on the snare drum, and they took me to some great drum teachers. Credit to my mom. She found out who were the best teachers in the city, and they took me there, and I started learning, started reading music, started reading drum set music, and then private lessons all my life. And that pretty much led into mallets and timpani and percussion and the whole thing. I went to college and studied drums and percussion. I was actually a music ed major, and I was up at Missouri Western State College and studied there 3 semesters. And I spent so much time learning the brass instruments and the woodwind instruments. I was there learning to become a band director, and I thought to myself, I really don't want to be a band director. I want to play drums. So I hit the road and toured with some bands and did that. And then I played regionally and locally in a bunch of bands around Kansas City. And I taught drum lessons too. From the time I was 16 till I was about 24, 25, I taught drum lessons in 2 different studios here in Kansas City, and then I also taught privately in my home. And I really enjoyed teaching drum lessons, and I had a lot of great students go on to do some excellent things that I'm very proud of. And I started writing songs about 20 years ago, and I feel like the Lord just really gave me a lot of words and melodies and gave me something to say through music. And I believe that because I was an accomplished drummer in so many different genres, rock, pop, R&B, country, that sort of thing, when I got these words and melodies, I kind of knew what genre to throw them in. So I know, well, that's a country lyric. Even though I don't really know much about writing country, I became a student of writing country songs. I've written several country songs now, just studying the genre because of the words and the melodies and the cadences and stuff like that. Same with R&B. I started writing a lot of R&B songs, a lot of gospel songs, a lot of pop songs, and a lot of worship songs. So I've got over 210 finished songs now that I play drums on. So I'm excited that you guys are here on my channel, and you're going to see a lot of things about drumming on my channel. You'll see a lot of things about snare drums and drum sets and drum heads and tunings and cymbals and all that stuff, and why we do what we do. And I'm going to be playing on a lot of my songs, so stay tuned. And that's my story. 50 years this year playing the drums, and I'm still going. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.